Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back here with another video. If you aren't aware, yesterday we got a new reveal for a Boral Link 2 monster out of Blazing Dominion. This card is Boral Dragon. This card is fantastic and honestly fixes a lot of the issues in the Rocket and Boral archetype and makes Dragon Link even better. This card has two really strong effects. On Link Summon, what you get to do is you get to add a Boral spell or trap from your deck to your hand. That's really good because they finally gave you a way to search for that really strong counter trap card in Burst Protocol called Boral Reboot. That card is basically a retrain for Red Reboot, which is very good because Red Reboot is an incredibly strong trap card. The big difference though is that Boral Reboot is specific to the Rocket and Boral archetypes. That card is very strong because when your opponent activates a spell or trap card while you control a Boral or a Rocket monster, you get to negate that card. It doesn't destroy that card, it only sets it to the field, but that's not an issue at all. That's because when you link away your Fatal Flare Dragon, you'll be able to destroy that card and your opponent won't be able to activate it next turn. The big difference between Red Reboot and Boral Reboot though is that Boral Reboot is specific to the Rocket and Boral archetypes. Red Reboot is also banned in the TCG, so you won't be able to use that card if you're playing in that format. However, you will be able to use Boral Reboot if you're playing in the TCG. Another card that you can search off the effect of Breach Boral is Boral Regenerator. That card is really cool because now it's a searchable monster reborn for a Rocket monster in your grave. On top of that, when the equipped monster is destroyed, you get a free draw, which is always a good thing. The second effect of Breach Boral is also incredibly good because essentially this card is emergency teleport for a Rocket monster. Now both of these effects on the monster are very strong, but what makes this card even better is the card's link arrows. This card points down and down left, which is amazing. Essentially this card will let you do the guard dragon combo by itself without needing to make a link 3 monster. That's something that Dragon Link and Rocket never could do before. Pretty much what you had to do before is that you always had to make a card like Trizboral before you could do the Guard Dragon combo. Now that's not very difficult to do at all, and Trizboral is a very good Link 3 monster for Dragon Link. However, to do that combo, you always needed a Link 2 monster you could climb into with Trizboral and another monster, so it does take up another resource. Now you don't need another monster to do the Guard Dragon combo, all you need is a Breach Boral who will get you the Boral Regenerator. That's basically full combo by itself, which is incredibly relevant. In the video that I posted yesterday, I posted two separate combos using this card. In the first combo, I showed you what you can do by searching an extender card like Boral Regenerator. In the second combo, I showed you what you could do by searching the counter trap as an end board card. Now both of those combos are pretty cool, but there is a brand new combo that this card opened up that's incredibly powerful. There is now a really strong one card Rocket Dragonlink combo that beats Droll and Lockbird. The end board that you get off just one card is fantastic as well. The end board will give you up to 4 interruptions on the opponent's turn, which is very good. On top of that, in this combo, you will also be able to beat Dark Ruler no more because you'll have access to the counter trap. This combo is honestly incredible, and playing around Droll and Lockbird is really cool. That's something that Dragon Link couldn't do before. I really did want to make a video on this combo yesterday, but unfortunately didn't really have that much time to record because of Christmas. Droll and Lockbird as a card was always really annoying for Rocket and Dragon Link to deal with. The reason why is that pretty much any starter card in this deck always makes Striker Dragon, and Striker Dragon will add the field spell from your deck to your hand. That's pretty much a Droll magnet because now you won't be able to use cards like Absolute Dragon or Rocket Loader. The Rocket Loader starters in this deck were also really bad against Droll because as soon as you summon the card and you get a search for Absolute, you're stuck under Droll. Immediately after, your opponent will activate Droll and Lockbird, so now you can't even get a search off Absolute when that card gets sent to the grave. It was just a really big issue for the deck. I'll show you the combo now. You only need one card in your opening hand to do this combo, and the card is Quick Launch. During the draw phase, you're going to activate your Quick Launch. What this card will let you do is summon a Rocket monster from your deck. It can't attack and it's destroyed during the end phase, but those really don't matter. Now you're going to summon Rocket Loader and activate this monster's effect. When this card is summoned, you get to take a level 7 Dark Dragon monster from your deck and add the card to your hand. However, for the rest of this turn, you can't summon anything from the extra deck except for Dark monsters. That's totally fine, and now we're going to get a search for Absolute Dragon. Now it's incredibly important for this combo that you do this step during the draw phase. The reason why is because your opponent can't activate Droll and Lockbird during the draw phase. If you try to activate this during the standby or the main phase, you're going to get hit by Droll and Lockbird and this combo won't work anymore. Now during the main phase, you're going to activate the effect of Absolute Dragon. If you control a Rocket monster, you get to summon this card from your hand, so we're going to do that. Now normally in most Dragon Link combos, what people would do is take Rocket Loader and turn that card into Striker Dragon. They would get a search for the field spell, but we're not going to do that. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to take your Rocket Loader and your Absolute Dragon and use both cards as link material. Now you're going to summon Breach Boral Dragon. This card needs 2 Dark Dragon monsters including a Rocket monster to summon. Rocket Loader is a Rocket card, so we're able to summon this card. Now 2 effects will activate here. Because you link summon Breach Boral Dragon, you'll be able to get a search for Boral Reboot. Afterwards, you'll be able to use the effect of Absolute Dragon. When this card is sent to the grave, you get to take a Rocket monster from your deck and add that card to your hand. Now we're going to get a search for Rocket Tracer. Tracer. Now this is the first chance our opponent has to activate Droll and Lockbird. Our opponent's gonna activate Droll and Lockbird. Now we can't add any cards from our deck to our hand for the rest of this turn. That's honestly fine though, because we already have everything we need for this combo. Now because we didn't normal summon yet, we're gonna normal summon our Rocket Tracer. Now you're gonna activate the effect of Breach Boral and target your Rocket Tracer and increase that card's attack by 500. Now you're gonna chain the effect of Rocket Tracer here. You get to target a face-up card you control and destroy it, and if you do, you get to summon a rocket monster from your deck. We're gonna target our own Rocket Tracer and destroy that card to summon Rocket Recharger from our deck. Now because the monster that Breach Boral targeted on the field is no longer on the field, you get to summon a rocket monster from your deck. We're gonna summon a second copy of Rocket Tracer. Now it doesn't really matter what rocket monster that you summon from the deck here. Here you could summon another copy of Rocket Loader, you could summon Silver Rocket, it doesn't have to be Tracer, but it really doesn't matter. Now you're gonna take the Rocket Tracer and make Guard Dragon Pisty. Now because Breach Boral points down and down left, you can do the full Guard Dragon combo. It's honestly really amazing that you can do that because now you don't have to climb into Boral. Summoning that card while you're under Droll would be terrible because you wouldn't be able to add double trigger from your deck to your hand. You would basically be wasting 2 monsters, which would be terrible. Now you don't have to do that. You're going to activate the effect of Pisty and target a dragon monster in your grave and summon it to your field. We're going to target one of our Rocket Tracers in the grave and then summon that card to our field. Now you're going to take that Rocket Tracer and turn that card into Striker Dragon. Now you can't activate the effect of Striker Dragon here to get a search for the field spell because we're still under Droll and Lockbird, but that really doesn't matter. Now you're going to take your Pisty and your leftover Rocket Recharger and summon Delindrous Dragon. Now you're going to activate the effect of Striker Dragon on the field. You get to target a face-up monster you control and a rocket monster in your grave. You destroy the first target, then add a second one to your hand. We're going to target our Delindrous Dragon and we're going to target our Rocket Recharger in the grave. We're going to destroy that monster on the field and add the card from our grave to our hand. Now we're going to activate the effect of Rocket Recharger. If a dark monster you control that was summoned from the extra deck is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you get to send this card from your hand or field to the grave and target one of the destroyed monsters. Then you get to summon one dark monster from your grave with a different original name than the targeted monster. We're going to send this card from our hand to the grave to summon a Rocket Tracer from the grave. This will trigger the effect of Delindrous Dragon in our grave. If this card is in your grave and a rocket monster is special summoned to your field, you get to summon this card. However, this card is banished when it leaves the field. Now we're going to activate the effect of Delindrous Dragon and summon the card from our grave. Now you're going to take your Breach Boral, your Striker Dragon, and your Delindrous Dragon to summon Boral End Dragon. Boral End Dragon is a really strong card and it's honestly pretty difficult for a lot of decks to out. This card can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects, also neither player can target this card with monster effects. That's honestly a really good protection effect because most cards out monsters by targeting them. A card like SP Little Knight banishes the card, but it won't be able to use the effect on Boral End because it can't target the card. That's honestly the most generic extra deck card that outs cards on the field. So the fact that Boral End Dragon beats that card is pretty good. Now Boral End Dragon also has another effect that's pretty good. You target a face-up effect monster on the field and a rocket monster in your grave. You get to negate the effects of the first monster and then you summon the second monster to your field. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's effect activation. That's also really good. A monster negate that your opponent cannot respond to is incredibly strong. Now we're going to activate the effect of Boral End Dragon and target our Rocket Tracer. Now the effects of Rocket Tracer are negated and now we get to summon our Rocket Recharger from the grave. Now here is where the combo is different whether you're playing in the OCG or TCG. If you're playing in the OCG, what you're going to do is take your Rocket Tracer and your Rocket Recharger and summon Boral End Savage Dragon. On Synchro Summon, this card's effect will activate and target your Breach Boral Dragon. It will equip that card from the grave to it as an equip card. On top of that, Boral End Savage Dragon will gain half the attack of Breach Boral and gain 2 Boral counters. If your opponent activates a card or effect, you can activate the effect of Savage Dragon by removing one of the counters. It will negate that activation, so this card is an Omni Negate. Now you can't do this part of the combo if you're playing in the TCG because Boral End Savage Dragon is banned there. Instead, what you're going to do is take both monsters to summon IP Masquerena. Now you're going to set Boral Reboot from your hand and end your turn. Now this is still honestly not too bad. I know a lot of TCG players here would prefer Boral End Savage Dragon because that card is just an Omni Negate. When your opponent summons the monster and tries to activate a monster effect, you're going to chain the effect of Boral End Dragon. You're going to target that monster on the field and negate that monster's effect and summon your Rocket Loader from your grave. This will negate that monster's effect and then you also get to activate the effect of Rocket Loader because it was summoned. This card will let you add any Dark Level 7 Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. That's really good because you can add an Absol Dragon, a Noctivision Dragon, or a Rocket Detonator. Those cards are all pretty good. Also later in the turn, when your opponent has more monsters or cards on the field, you can activate the effect of IP Masquerena. This card will let you perform a Link Summon on the opponent's turn. You're going to take your IP Masquerena and your Rocket Loader to summon SP Little Knight. If this card is Link Summoned using a Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster as material, you get to target one card on the field or in the grave and banish it. Now you get to banish any card that your opponent has. This card also has another effect. When your opponent activates a card or effect, as a quick effect, you get to target 2 face-up monsters on the field, including this card. You get to banish both until the end phase. That's also very good, this card is basically 2 free interruptions. Not to mention, you also have your face down Boral reboot, so now you get to negate any spell and trap your opponent activates. This means that you can stop cards like Dark Ruler No More or Forbidden Crown. Both of those cards are incredibly popular right now in the OCG because monster effects can't respond to those cards. A card like Forbidden Crown will be really strong against Boral End Dragon because that card can be targeted by the effect of spell cards. Now that doesn't matter anymore, and Boral End Dragon's going to be safe from the card because you have your face down Boral reboot. Now this is very good if you ask me. For just one quick launch, Rocket and Dragon Link are able to beat Droll and Lockbird. This is amazing, and it's one of the reasons why Breach Boral is such a good card. The card was honestly already really good because it had 2 really strong effects and the arrows were just so amazing. However, this card is even better because now it gives the deck a way to beat Droll and Lockbird. I honestly can't say enough good things about Breach Boral Dragon. This card is honestly a dream come true for any Rocket Dragon Link player. Now there's also another anti-Droll combo that makes use of the new Boral card in the rival pack. I would just rather show this combo mainly because I think this one's way better. However, the other combo is still pretty unique and it has a really cool application about using that card. I'm not sure if I'm going to make a video on that, but it's still pretty cool because you still get to play around Droll and Lockbird for just one card. I don't know if I'm going to make a video on the other Boral Link 4 card. Anyways, this combo is amazing and I really did want to show it off yesterday, but like I said, I was really busy with Christmas. Now I do have some other combos I want to showcase in the future, like a 1-card Red Dragon Archfiend combo that lets you search Droll and Lockbird. That combo is also really cool as well, but I don't know when I'll have time to make that video. Anyways, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys for the next video.